You know, it's something about the 50 mil that just holds a place in my heart, and I didn't understand why, but now I do. There's a reason why we all call it the Nifty 50, but we never talk about why we call it the Nifty 50. And I had to sit down and think about it like, damn, bruh, this lens is so good. Like this lens is like one of the best lenses you can get to start off with. I mean, like whether you're like just starting off or even if you're in the game, been in the game for as long as I have or longer or shorter, it doesn't matter. The point is, this 50 mil need to be in your caliber. Like the 50 mil need to be in your back pocket whenever you gotta pull it out. I'm just saying. I bought my first 50 mil like 2 years ago on the Canon M50, and this isn't even actually the entire lens. This is the lens itself. This is an adapter that I had to buy because you all know the M50 comes cropped, and I forgot which mount it comes with, but we had to get an adapter so we can mount this on that. Like I said, we call it the Nifty 50, but we don't really explain or talk about too much why. I love the 50 mil because you're able to isolate your subject and get that good depth of field while still being able to see the background. Personally, I feel like it is the best all-around lens to do just about anything with, except for vlog. Because vlogging, hey look, if you're trying to vlog with a 50 mil, good luck, because it's gonna be up your nose. That lens is gonna be all up in your nose, and yeah, and if you got a crop sensor, yeah, go ahead and call that about 70, 80 mil on that. But the 50 mil I feel like is the best all-around lens because being able to capture your subjects, no matter if it's a person or a small object, or you know, it could be something as small as a mouse. Like just being able to have this, you're thinking like, oh yeah, well you can get the same thing on the 24 mil and 35 mil and 30 mil, whatever, blah blah blah, big deal. I can get my zoom lens and do that with the 24 mil to 70 mil. It doesn't make a big deal, it's a big difference. Okay, I feel you. I totally agree. But a prime lens 50 mil with a 1.2 and a 1.8, this is a 1.8. Both of these are actually a 1.8 actually, but you know, I had to go 1.8 because I'm not finna, I don't even say I'm not, I just didn't want to spend a couple hundred more on the 1.2 just cause, you know, we gotta be smart. The low light is ridiculous. Like 1.8 is crazy enough as it is. Like you understand how well you're able to shoot with the 1.8 in a low light situation? Like bro, you can see so much. I don't even know if people understand, but like it's crazy. So a 1.2, like a 1.2, oh my goodness. Being able to do just about anything, whether you're doing real estate, whether you're doing portraits, whether you're doing street photography, whether you're doing car photography, videography, even cinematography, short commercials, short ads, interviews, it doesn't matter. Video, photo, none of it really matters. You can do just about all of it. Weddings, I mean, bruh, you literally name it, you can shoot just about all of it with a 50 mil. If you have a full frame sensor and you have a 50 mil, you can shoot indoors with it. Now 70 mil, 85 mil, you're pushing it because now you're really close up on your subject and that's too much detail. That's too close, that's not enough background. You know what I'm saying? A 35 mil, I feel like that's the best competitor personally for a 50 mil. But we're not here to talk about that, that's a whole other story. That's a whole different beast itself, conversation itself. The 50 mil specifically, you're able to shoot indoors and outdoors and still get good details on your subject up close and from a distance while having that depth of field. I just feel like we don't talk about it enough, although we already know. Like, you know, we know like, oh, you know, the 50 mil is great because of this and that, but we never go into detail and break it down. Like we don't put it like this. We don't give the lens its flowers. Like we don't sit here and just recommend it enough. If you're starting off and you're looking to use your equipment as a service, a zoom lens is good, yes, it's great, but also a prime lens. A prime lens is gonna allow you to have more low light and give you better image quality. And a 50 mil prime lens is, for my recommend, like personally for me, the way to go. The 35 mil, you don't get that depth of field like you get with the 50 mil that gives that solid separation. It all goes down to preference, but for me, having that good separation of field while still being able to see the background just enough, but being able to focus more so on the subject, it just tears me apart, man. Like I be in heavy when I see my work come out the way I want it to come out. When I see everybody else's work come out, I just be so amazed. And as of right now, it's my favorite lens. It's not the only lens I have. I have a couple more in the bags, but this is the one I use all the time when I'm not on the channel. I'm always using this one. I'm pretty much, this is only what I use. I can only imagine the fun and like the possibilities with a 1.2 in a multitude of different scenarios, situations, events, arrangements, everything. It's gotta be like, you know, just good knowing like, you know, hey, I got this 50 mil, I'm not tripping. Cause honestly, if I'm being honest, when I go and do anything for anybody, for any kind of work, whether it's photo or video, I'm not really tripping because, hey, I got a 50 mil. Like, I'm finna work this thing and like, I'm finna show you this magic that you've been wanting to see from my service. Like, you don't even, there is some security in knowing that you have good equipment. And knowing that I have a 50 mil with a 1.8, I'm never really tripping on lighting. I'm never really tripping on even just like, how far back am I gonna be from my subject? How close am I gonna be from my subject? As long as it's a standard size room, like the room we're in now, and I can move around freely, I'm not really too much stressing because I can still get as close as I need to while not being too close. Now, the bad thing about it is like you can't get too close with a 50 mil if you don't have enough space to function. That's the bad thing. That's when a 35 mil gonna really come in and foot the game. I'm just saying, you know, the 35 mil gonna come in and change the game. But the 50 mil, I just feel like it's just the best all around lens. And we know it's good. We know it's the nifty 50, we talk about it. It's always great, but we never like really give it its flowers. I don't know. I just had to hop on here and just kind of rant to y'all really quick because I guess all in all, what I'm trying to say is this is my favorite lens as of right now. There'll be a time where I hop onto other lenses and really experiment and really try other things and different projects and stuff like that. But as of right now, this is my favorite lens. At least I gotta give this lens its flowers. And it sounds weird saying that because, you know, oh, it's just a piece of material, but like, this y'all changed the game for me in a lot of ways that I didn't think I was gonna be changing the game for myself in. But I'm here because of the quality I was able to produce with the 50 mil. I'm getting hot. These lights in my face right now are making me sweat, bro. I'm gonna get up out of here. It's beaming. But all in all, 50 mil is my favorite. And I'm gonna be using it for a while. I will start eventually experimenting and trying out other lenses. I mean, the 18 mil, I got some plans with this because, I mean, the more I've been using the 18 mil, listen, off topic, the more I've been using the 18 mil, the more I'm getting into kind of like landscaping, you know, not necessarily actually going outside and shooting like actual landscape, but shooting scenes and shooting photography with a wider subject, you know, much more to cover, and putting one small subject in that big old area. I'm slowly getting more into that. I'm about to start going off again and just rambling. I got a lot going on. My head is just kind of racing right now. I got a lot going on, so I'm sorry if this video kind of like didn't make sense and went all over the place. I'm finna get ready to finish packing. It's finna be 11 o'clock. I gotta get ready to go put some cookies in the oven, and I gotta clean my bed up, and I gotta take these lights down. It's a lot, bro. Anyways, I'm turning these lights off because it's hot. And y'all be safe out here. Y'all be easy. Good night. Oh, that felt so much better. That heat on those lights are crazy. I mean, goodness.